Hey everybody, so in an earlier video, just the other day I posted about the sheep getting out of their paddock and eating my garden. If you haven't seen that one, definitely go check it out. It's pretty interesting which plant the sheep went after first. So here are sheep. You can see that they are in a paddock currently. This is one they've been in for just a couple days now, and this is the previous paddock. My husband's actually going to be moving them soon. But I wanted to talk to you about kind of proper paddock building, and this is not like a knock at my husband or anything like that. We've done plenty of this before, but this past, 10 days, we weren't really home. We were at a friend's house camping for Sukkot, and so my husband was kind of limited on time that he had to build a paddock. And you'll notice right here that this post is actually not the post that comes with the fencing. You'll see right over here that this post over here is the one that actually is connected to the fencing. What happened basically is my husband kind of got to the point of, I just need to make the paddock, and he used this post right here as the corner post, which isn't a bad thing. It's perfectly fine. You can see that it's standing up nice, straight and tall and everything else. And yes, our fence is kind of messed up from being old, but you see that there's no real huge sags. There's no real major issues with the fence post or with the fence. Doesn't really look like something that the sheep could get out of. But what happened is, because this fence post is not an actual part of the fence, it can get pushed down very easily. And you can see that I'm bending it, and I'm actually almost touching the ground now. So what happened was our sheep realized that this was a weak point in our fencing, and since we weren't here, and now I don't know if my husband had it wrapped like this beforehand or not. May have been something he did after the fact, but the sheep basically kind of realized, because believe it or not, sheep are smarter than you think, realized that this was a weak point in the fencing and decided that they wanted to munch on all the other grass out in our field. And so we found them obviously in my garden. They were actually, you can kind of see in this area, it's grass that they'd been chewing on before. Even though it's been very dry, we still have greener grass up there, so they were kind of up there because, they wanted the greener grass. Basically, guys, just when you're working with electric fencing and working with livestock, don't underestimate how smart these animals can be, and make sure that you're building your fencing the appropriate way, or at least putting your fencing up the appropriate way. Again, this is something we've been working with, literally this fence, like these exact fences, since 2014. So this is not something we're new at, but hey, guess what? Even people who've been in it for longer than us can make mistakes. So just something to learn from. Don't try to cut corners or make new corners. These posts really are just for support, for like if there's maybe a section where it does sag, like over here, you can actually see we have a dip in our property right here. This is actually where water flows out from the ridge line and flows down into our pond. So we do have a dip right here, and this is something that can be used to help hold down fencing or support the fencing that's already in place. But it really shouldn't be something used necessarily stand alone with just one clip like this. Now, if you had multiple clips, which we do have ones that have multiple clips, where it's basically an additional fence post, that's okay. That would be fine. But just the one clip up top and nothing on the bottom, and just kind of like this one is just literally standing there blocking basically a hole. That's not necessarily the best thing to use as your corner post. You want to make sure that if you are using a post like this, you have these clips that you can see like this, but you have these clips, but you have at least one to go like every other strand, so that it's holding the fence better in place, and then that won't be a problem. But yeah, guys, so this is it. Even people who've been doing this forever makes mistakes, and that is, if you see Phoebe, nope, he is our 14-year-old Beagle mix. He's a little deaf, but he's a good boy. But something to think about, guys, when you're doing your fencing. Make sure that you're doing it properly, and if you do plan on being gone for extended period of days, definitely make sure you're doing it properly, and don't just kind of do it like this. Don't do it like this. But lessons learned on the homestead, guys. Hope that you learned something from it as well too. and hope y'all have a great day. Bye.